This is the worst gaming setup. Well, not really. I've definitely seen worse. Anyways, it all started when I realized that it was finally time for me to quit playing Fortnite all day because I haven't been wanting to play games for well over a year now. Once I started making videos on controllers and handhelds and just more tech in general, I actually hadn't been gaming for more than a year. And then when I noticed, I kinda didn't miss it at all. Origin has been wanting to send me one of their brand new custom PCs to improve my setup, and I said no. But I had the perfect idea to give it to someone who really needs it. This is Davey. You might know him if you watch Fortnite. He's been trying to go pro for at least the last year. Anyways, after meeting Davey for the first time, he hired me to help him fix his PC.
Do you even have a... Please tell me you have an iPhone.
Why wouldn't I? I'm rich.
After spending a few minutes with Davey, he actually had multiple PCs. And after he scammed me for my help...
This is so good. Look, dude, it's working.
I'll invoice you later.
This was just like a friendly interaction.
No.
This isn't.
Yeah, and it'll be a friendly payment too.
You're
The
not
deadline. Oh.
I realized that it wasn't gonna be the setup at all. But one of Davey's teammates was also trying to go pro, and he was really decent at the game. I met him shortly after he messaged me on Twitter. He said he was a huge fan of my content and watched all my videos. And after getting to know him for a while, I promised him a custom PC and also decided to completely transform his setup. This whole process has taken months. So in the meantime, I came up with the perfect 3-step plan to completely transform Snowy's setup. God, it's hot. Number 1 was to get him a new setup from scratch. Number 2 was to go on a road trip to deliver the PC in person and build his new setup with him. And number 3 was to make a TikTok. The process of creating the setup for him was actually really easy. I didn't know this, but Corsair actually owns Origin PC, which means every custom PC made is made with parts from Corsair, which also means the specs were insane. A brand new Intel i9-14900K 14th gen processor, 32 gigs of RAM, more than enough cooling and storage, an Elgato 4K capture card to record and stream anything, and last but not least, a 4080 Super to run pretty much any game in max settings effortlessly. And speaking of Corsair, they also make gaming accessories and furniture, so not only was I able to get him one of the best PCs money can buy, but I also bought him a whole Corsair themed setup. But this PC isn't his. I got sent 2 PCs, and after agreeing to make the first PC, Origin also helped to make the exact same PC for me to give away. So I had both PCs, and I kept Snowy's PC a surprise to show him when I visited. But for traveling, I ran into a problem. I live in Texas, and he lived in Oklahoma. I planned on driving, but my old car probably wasn't making it to Oklahoma. I needed a new car. A cool new car. A fast, cool new car. So I finally got a Tesla. And that's what I would have said if I was rich. I did some research and found Restless. It's a service where you can rent brand new Teslas for less than $50 a day. They let me borrow one for free and hook me up with a code to give anyone watching 15% off to try one yourself. I will pay for a trip in all 11 different locations. Just use my code and DM me your receipt. But finally, I had a setup to build and a way to get to Oklahoma. Everything was going perfectly, so the next morning I said goodbye to Daisy for the day and started my trip. I've never done a video like this before. This is my first setup transformation, so the last few months I've been so nervous to actually do something new. And after over half a year of planning, this one day went by insanely quick. I only drove for a few hours, and before I knew it, I was already at Snowy's house working on his setup with him.
All right, you have one thing to say to YouTube. That's it.
Hey.
The setup itself wasn't even as bad as I thought in terms of appearance, but with this transformation, I was easily able to upgrade his $1,000 budget setup to over $5,000. We went from completely moving his old furniture out of his room and then bringing in the new Corsair desk to build. I shipped the desk and the chair directly to his house when I got there, and it was really simple, but took way longer than it should have because I'm bad at instructions and because Snowy was good at watching. But eventually, a few hours later, that luckily turned out to be the hardest part. We built the chair after, and it was also really simple to build. And last but not least, Snowy got to see and turn on his brand new Origin PC for the first time.
Okay, ready? Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
That is.
Yeah, this got it. Look, it has the. Oh my god, bro, this is insane. It's so quiet too.
Yeah, it's making no noise.
After finishing everything up, I was just surprised and thankful for how smoothly everything went. The desk looked great and had lots of wire management options that I started him with. The chair looked amazing because the material was a really nice fabric and way better than the normal leather. And obviously the PC itself was completely on another level. I know by default that everyone kind of hates sponsors, but I just want to truly thank Origin for making this whole idea come to life, giving me the opportunity to not only change my life, also my new friend that I truly believe deserves it is something both of us will never forget.
Slite, thank you, Slite. Thank you, Origin. Thank you, Corsair. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Slite. I'm not being forced to say this. This is.
So if you ever need a new PC, make sure to definitely check out everything from Origin. I felt like it was a much needed upgrade, but for me, it felt like something was missing. Maybe my own confidence. I don't know, I've been kind of scared to do something new with my content because I do know what everyone really wants to see from me. Or maybe my life, because I also feel like I'm changing and realizing that there's way more to life than just what I've been living. But what if nothing was missing? I never even knew that I could ever have all this help, and now that everything's over, it's just gonna feel weird trying to do things alone again. But I guess none of that stuff truly even matters because we all know what's truly missing.
In the spot, I came with the